A lot of prop firm owners we know through back doors are taking a lot of money out of their props. And if you don't have that capital backup and those capital reserves, you go bust.
Do you believe there's any traits that carry over from a trader's personality into the business world?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, loads.
There's loads of different things. The main ones for me personally are...
Hello traders, welcome back to another episode of We Are Funded Trading Plus. Today we've got quite a special episode. We've got both James and Simon on, both founders of Funded Trading Plus. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing? I thought today would be really good just to get to know you both better. We're going to sort of maybe move away from the trading aspect quite a bit and just focus more on the business, entrepreneurial side. We've had so many questions come in asking you about your other businesses, how you got started, why you got started. So I think the best place to start is, where did you meet each other?
Skype. Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
I was running Funded Trading. So I was running Trade Room Plus, I beg your pardon. See where the names came from then, how creative I am. Trade Room Plus was a online trade room where I used to sort of show my charts with Michael, the other founder here, and we ran that for about 10 years. It's probably one of the longest live trade rooms in the world. And we met James through that, and we were just sort of talking about trading and things like that. And he messaged me on Skype, gave him my Skype contact, and there was I hate this, I have to compliment him, but there was just something about him that was just worth a conversation, and he just had a much broader skill set that we didn't have. Imagine a Venn diagram, because you're a big nerd. You know, Michael and I were pretty much on top of each other, apart from he's older, so he's there. But and then James offered this completely different sort of skill set that could have helped the business from a pure business point of view. And then we just sort of got to know each other, and James was so confident. He's like, let me work for free, and then if I'm any good, then I'll get involved properly. So I like that type of confidence, if you like.
That's such like a Gary V sort of quote, isn't it? I don't know if you guys are fans, but he sort of says not a fan.
Never know who he is. And yeah, Gary V. I love Gary V. Yeah.
Like Gary V.
I'm gonna Google him after.
No, but you hear about people, entrepreneurs saying, do it for free, and then it'll work out. Talk to me about that mentality first of all.
For me, it was more about whether Michael and Simon as people as well as me were going to be mutually a fit. So it was very much a case of I was pretty confident I could help them. I kind of came on doing funnels and things. So I wanted to get into more email marketing with them and funneling systems, and wanted to look into PPC and SEO. And I have an IT background, but that wasn't necessarily needed that much at the time. It was later in Funded Trading Plus. But yeah, no, it was more of a kind of value proposition. It's like, it's the best sales pitch ever. There's no risk.
Yeah.
We could either do nothing, in which case we're in the exact same spot that they started in without any risk, or I could add some value and then we could figure out a way to work together. And we gelled. It was an instant gel.
I knew I could trust him straight away.
That's good. So you join Trade Room Plus, you obviously build a business relationship, you start to get to know each other more as friends outside of business too. When was the moment that you guys decided, look, there's a gap in the market here for a funded trading firm? Talk to me about that moment when you first thought, we should be launching a firm here. Yeah,
I've told this story before, so hopefully it's not too repetitive, but it's a case of people were asking me in the trade room to pass trade funded challenges, and I was like, what's this all about? And I thought there was something in this for two reasons. One, obviously it's very popular, because when I was having conversations with people, they were always talking about it. And two, that some of the rules that were there made no sense, and I thought we could do it a lot better. So that was the genesis of it. And that was it 2020 we first had the idea? Was it? It was
at a hotel in Warrington, around a board table, and Simon sort of said, I want to look into funded trading. And we sat there. It was a long day sort of board meet type thing. We sat there and we did some research, and we thought there's something in this. There's definitely something in this. But yeah, the rules were
I think James just said that was all my idea, didn't he? Did you hear that? He said we were sat around a board table, and Simon said, I think that was
yeah. Simon's the ideas guy. I actually make everything work. No, just kidding.
No, that's a good summary of that.
How board meetings changed then from 2020 to 2024? Talk to me about the difference.
Do you know what? I don't think the way we interact with each other has not changed massively. A bit more formality, because we have a wider responsibility than just ourselves. There's 30 odd staff. obviously Jamie now as a board member as well, and he adds a bit more.
Even more with a wider group, isn't it? Like 50, 60 odd, isn't it?
Yeah. Jamie has a much more formal flair to board meetings, which we like, but we try to have a good time in them, and it's one of the things that we've always been good at is kind of good spirited debate. We don't get offended by each other's, or there's no ego, and it's not about other people's like.
We play devil's advocate just to be dicks, don't we? Like, we'll just try and pull each other's ideas about, but in a constructive way. But we're very, very good at separating business from personal, and it's like a game. It's like James will come up with an idea and I'll say, well, I think that's shit because of this, and then he needs to counter that, and vice versa, or someone will do it to me. I think that's rubbish and I won't be able to counter it, but so my ideas get quashed. But it has to be very healthy like that. It's this crappy cliche phrase, isn't it? It's like if you've got 3 people in a business, they all agree you've got too many, or some nonsense like that. So you've got to make sure you all do that, and you sort of find weaknesses and almost stress test the ideas of each of us, try and find the best outcomes, because you're all ultimately going for the same goals. How can we make the business better? How can we make it more resilient? And all the other goals you'd have as a business person. So it's a really. That's what I mean, whenever we've touched on in other episodes where we talk about work-life balance and stuff, it's enjoyable to do that. You don't feel like you're clock watching, or you're not in a room with people you don't like. We've all been in a room with people we don't like, and it's just like, I don't want him to talk because he's going to annoy me. We don't have that, so we're very lucky in that respect.
That's really good. And you both come from obviously trading backgrounds, both got loads of experience in trading. Do you believe there's any traits that carry over from a trader's personality into the business world?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, loads.
There's loads of different things. The main ones for me personally are risk management, and Simon mentioned this before. Risk management, resilience, and kind of, not. I can't think of the word.
Well, it's just like the unknowns, the unexpected. It's a case of it's easy to plan for stuff. In order to be a successful trader, you have to plan for when things don't go well, and this ties into business. When we've seen my forex funds or meta quotes and stuff like that. So it's very easy when things are going well, just have that sort of overconfidence and all those biases, over optimism bias and stuff like that. But we always say, well, what happens if this goes wrong? And James is brilliant at this. He does, like, when we're sort of projecting things, he always does based on the worst case scenario. So if the worst case scenario works, with very low probability of the worst case scenario happening, but if we can make it work with that, then the probability of it being better is very high. So that's always a good foundation for sort of approaching things.
That's really good. Well, we've spoken a lot about success, whether it be Fund Trading Plus, traders within Fund Trading Plus over other episodes that you mentioned. But I'd like to find out more about mistakes in business. Is there any sort of stories or moments in your business journey? Exactly. No, talk to me.
Nothing too catastrophic.
Nothing too catastrophic, thankfully. But I think anyone that sits in the position of being a business owner and says, "Oh, I've never made a mistake," is a liar.
Liar.
It's all a learning curve. The one that sticks out for me is a more recent one, and one we probably should have seen coming to a certain extent, and it's taught us a couple of things. I'll explain. It's got to be the platform. So being all in with meta quotes and MetaTrader, MT4, MT5 was a mistake. And I think that now that we're sort of diverse with platforms, we've got C Trader, DX Trader, and Match Trader, I think that we're in a much better position. Now, what that teaches you, the lesson that you learn from that is that we should be technologically diverse. So as part of that lesson, we've done things like we have multiple payment providers now, not just one or two. And kind of like staging sites and backup sites for the main website, and more robust IT infrastructure so that there's failover and things like that. And these are lessons that it's like baptism by fire in some of these. But that's the one that sticks out for me.
Yeah, it does. I don't think we've made any massive monetary mistakes, have we?
No, we're quite conservative in the way we treat capital and things. We're collectively big believers in keeping a lot of prop firm owners, we know through back doors, are taking a lot of money out of their props. And that's cool until something like the platform issue happens and you've got a temporary, everyone's like, what's going on? And you might lose a little bit of revenue temporarily for an amount of time. And if you don't have that capital backup and those capital reserves, you go bust, which is, I think, what we're seeing at the moment in the industry.
Yeah,
with some firms going bust, but yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, cash is king. We always want to cover, like, the live. If everyone withdraws now at this second in time, are we able to pay them all? And the answer is yes, about 6 times over for the amount of free cash that we keep. And that's always been the important thing.
So do you think there's companies out there who've got like quite low cash reserves?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we've seen some go under. I'm not going to obviously mention names and pass on here saying gossip, but yeah, I'm told there's some firms in stress tests who've been approached by people asking for investment. Again, not going to name names and capital and things like that. And so, yeah, there are some people in difficult positions. So, traders need to pick wisely.
We've been receiving loads of questions about you guys in terms of not just Funding Trading Plus, but people are interested in finding out more about what you do outside of Funding Trading Plus. They've been asking about your businesses, investments. Without giving everything away, what is it you guys get up to outside of Funded Trading Plus?
Well, we're pretty wild. We like to try lots of different things. We're looking at all kinds of different things, but the main kind of businesses were... I'll let you answer this. Go on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've got different businesses. We've got a group and then everything below it. So we've got Funded Trading Plus. We've got a recruitment company because James has got expertise in a recruitment company, and we've got a very talented recruiter who's always wanted to have his own firm and do things his own way. So it's a case of, right, here you go, we'll fund that. Let's see where that goes. That's got some really positive indications. Quite a bit of property. Do a little bit of property development. That's a pain in the arse because local authorities, anyone who's in the UK will know, are very bureaucratic and slow. So getting planning and things like that's a pain. Property rental as well. We get quite a lot of opportunities to come to us. So it's interesting to say develop this sort of angel investing skill set. We had a craft beer brewery that was looking for investment, and I really wanted to invest in it. I got so caught up in the romance of it. It's like,
hometown as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was hometown. So it's just like everyone was able to go and drink beer and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it just didn't make sense. I'm not going to go into reasons why, 'cause it's all confidential. But it didn't make sense, unfortunately. So it's like heart and head as the investments. But I would love, and this sort of maybe expands on the question, but I would love more of like a passion project. Not something necessarily makes lots of money, but maybe a restaurant for an ambitious chef who wants to get a Michelin star, or a cool wine bar, or a brewery, or something where people go. Yeah, something where people go to have fun and switch off and relax. Where that sort of thing. So that's an ambition of mine. It won't necessarily make lots of money. It might not necessarily even cost a lot of money, but it's just that's definitely an ambition for me in the future.
I've always wanted a casino.
You have, yeah.
Casino. You're mad about the casino, aren't you?
I've always wanted a casino. I was a big poker player when I was kind of younger, and I just there's loads of places to play poker in Manchester, but in my hometown, which is just outside of Manchester, not so much there. But no, yeah.
You're unreal at blackjack as well, aren't you?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
It's better than me.
No,
I occasionally go to a casino. I just bet on either red or black. That's as sophisticated as I get.
And you always fucking win.
I'm so lucky.
So unbelievably lucky.
Yeah. I'm going to Monaco in a few months, and before I get married, and I'm going to do red and black in the Monte Carlo casino.
Can I come with you and just film it?
Yeah,
I need to see what the minimum bet is. Hopefully, it's like €50, and that'll be enough for me. I'll be sweating if it's any more.
Oh no, I think that's really good. We've answered some great questions in. I think we've actually really got to know you both as founders really well, and there'll be more deep dive conversations in the future for sure. But James, Sam, thanks a lot for coming on the show today. We've really enjoyed ourselves, and hopefully the viewers at home have taken value from this. But until next week, guys, thank you for watching. We are Funded Trading Plus, and see you next time.